Hey everyone, it's your well-seasoned sister. And is it me, or have you noticed more and more people seem like they're living out of their cars? Yeah, it comes up in my feed a lot on YouTube. These people that, lost their jobs, lost their homes, managed to keep their cars, and they're living in their cars. And it's a sad state of affairs in our society right now, especially when you see more elderly people living this way. Now, there's two schools of thought here. And one of them is your favorite YouTube personality scamming you? I hate to be that way about it, you guys, but I don't know. There's a few channels I subscribe to, and I've been watching them for quite some time. I'll kind of tell you the story of each one. I'm going to cover 3 different YouTube channels. And in each case, they're single women, and they're telling their story of hardship or their everyday life. And let me start with the first one, and she ranks first place because her story is the most unbelievable. I don't know why I say that, but here it is, and you figure it out for yourself. The first one is a woman somewhere in her mid-40s, and her channel name is Doughdash, Doughdash, and she came on the scene with this channel, I don't know, I want to say roughly 1.5 or 2 years ago, where she went viral like almost overnight. And her channel, if you can see, she's got 84,600 subscribers. And I'm going to scroll through most of her recent videos, which are really all that she's got on her channel. To my knowledge, she's actually been on YouTube before. This is not her first channel. I looked for a channel description, and I couldn't find one. There was none. So she'd been trying different angles for like years, I guess. And in her most recent incarnation, she would film her side gig, which in her case was her full-time job, which was door dashing, food delivery. And I don't know what it is about watching people make deliveries that's so intriguing or mesmerizing. But I found myself watching those videos all the way through too. Go figure. Anyhow, her channel went viral in a time period when YouTube was supposed to be in what they call easy mode. Okay? Which that means really just for the content creator, no editing, no scripting, no prep. Just turn on your phone, start recording no matter where you are and no matter what you're doing. And the audience loved it because it was authentic. Well, this lady's channel took off like overnight, like I said. She got thousands of views, thousands of subscribers. And within a couple of weeks, or maybe even less than that, she got monetized. Then it happened. She got her first check from YouTube. And I remember that being a big deal. She made a video about it, and it was like a celebration video, and she was going to share the amount she made from YouTube for her first month. And because what better drama, right?
Oh my God, oh my God.
So there it was.
Oh my God.
Over $8,000 in her first month. Yeah. She went batshit crazy.
Oh my
Screaming,
God.
jumping up and down, dancing around, shaking her booty, crying, and praising Jesus. Okay? And I gotta admit, I was really happy for her because she won. Yeah. And she was grateful. She was so grateful, she immediately created a digital course teaching her followers how to start a YouTube channel and go viral like she did. All for only $29.99 for a one-time download. Now, what a smart businesswoman she was. Until a few weeks went by and the nasty comments started rolling in about her digital course. Apparently the information she was selling in her course was the same information she was giving away for free in her videos. Yeah. She made several How I Went Viral videos, and all the information was the same information. Ironically though, some of those people that were complaining about her course being a scam and encouraging other people not to waste their money, they were okay with paying her the $29.99 to help her out. All right? You see, if you can make people like you, they're happy to give you their money. And that's all part of the grift. She had over 80,000 subscribers. Theoretically, if even half those people ordered her course, she'd be sitting pretty, right? In the meantime, here comes month number 2. Each day she's counting down till she gets her check, and then every day that amount is going up, up, up. And I'm sure people were tuning in every day just to see the number because they were living vicariously through her. And again, we were treated to a celebration video. She went even more crazy this time. While she's sharing information about all the money she's making, now she's also sharing information about everything she's buying. Things for her apartment, spa treatments, weekend getaways. Okay, she even started making videos about the difference between wealthy people and the rest of us. Well, after a while, what do you think started to happen? That monthly amount started to go down. People started to unsubscribe, and the average view count went down too. It plummeted. And that's where it really starts to hurt your bottom line. YouTube pays you per 1,000 views. So if you went way down, it's going to be a big ouch. She was no longer the flavor of the month. Pretty soon, she's not even mentioning her YouTube checks anymore. My guess is that the gravy train came and went. But you know what? That's okay. She still had her full-time food delivery gig. And also, apparently she got a new job at Amazon. And that Amazon job, she couldn't give it enough praise. It was like the best job in the world, the best job she ever had. And she was getting so many hours and making so much money. She would talk about Amazon like it was her new boyfriend. Yeah. Out of all the disgruntled Amazon employees I've ever seen, she had to be the happiest until she wasn't. Because somehow she doesn't really talk about it anymore. She doesn't talk about a lot of things anymore. You won't find her earlier videos on her channel. She's pretty much unlisted them. I don't know why, because on most YouTube channels you can go on the channel and you can see the archived videos of the earlier work, the later work, the current work. It's not such a mystery. But for some reason, you can't really follow the evolution of her channel. Now, her latest adventure was to buy out her lease and give up her apartment. Now, I want you to consider the logic here. She doesn't want to pay rent anymore, so she's going to pay her landlord over $6,000 to get out of her lease. And you know why? So she can go live in her car. Now, let me tell you about her car. Apparently, that car was gifted to her by someone. Yet in a couple of her videos, she mentions that she's behind on her car payments. Oops. The thing about fabrication is you got to keep track of what you're saying. Do you think that she wanted to buy out of her lease, or did she get evicted? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. You see, some people, when they get a monetary windfall, will go on wild shopping sprees, while other people might prepay their rent for a year. Which brings us to her latest adventure, living in her car. It's the subject of several videos now. She'll show you how she lives in her car, how she's made window covers, how she stays warm at night, how she showers at the gym. Yes. She made being homeless look like an adventure. Honestly, the whole shower at the gym idea was pretty clever, but she did point out that, that she scrubs down the shower stall with Lysol first. And that whole thing feels a little bit sticky to me, or should I say a little bit icky, if you know what I mean. But she does what she's got to do to get the views. The best part of the gym after the shower is the massage chairs. Now, keep in mind, she didn't show herself working out or anything like that. It was just the shower and then the massage chairs. Ah, the joys of living in your car. So what do you think? Is she really living in her car or just shooting segments that look like she is? Your thoughts? Now, on to the next channel. The next channel is pretty much a talking head channel about a lady in her 70s living on a very small income. She lives alone. Her channel is called Elder Gal. She's got 34,000 subscribers. In her channel description, she states that she's got a couple of master's degrees, but at the same time, she's really struggling. She's already asking you to support her channel, buy her a coffee. You know, buying a coffee, that's like sending her a tip. There's a link to do that. And that's in the description. So basically, even before you watch any of her videos, she's asking for support. Okay, well, you know what? That's honest. She needs financial help, and she's asking. If you don't ask, you don't get, right? Okay. It's just that to me, I always thought that a master's degree would put you in a better position in life financially, get you a higher paying position. So I don't really know what happened there. But anyhow, buy her a coffee. Yeah, she's struggling and looking for financial support. She's a very chatty lady with lots of stories. Her videos all seem to be stream of consciousness. And let me tell you, being unscripted is not easy. It's not an easy thing to do, but she manages to keep her audience engaged and keep the conversation going. And she's got a big following. I think of her as a companion for a lot of lonely elders. She absolutely is what you see is what you get. She's very likable. At one point, she sold off all her belongings and traveled to Europe. Okay, so she gave up her apartment, sold off all her furnishings. She basically went to Europe with the clothes on her back. And she's 70 years old at the time. She visited several countries and stayed at Airbnbs. And yes, there was always some kind of daily drama going on. At one point, she had a dental emergency. And oh my God, I felt so sorry for her going through that, being in a foreign country. She took a lot of chances on getting dental work done there, but somehow she managed to get through it. So on the one hand, she's really a survivor. The thing about her going to visit these other countries, again, people got to live vicariously through her and see the different places she traveled to. On the other hand, there was drama almost on a daily basis, and going it alone in your senior years. She gives you the impression that she has absolutely no one. She's been estranged from her son for something like 17 years and has never even met her grandchildren. Now, this is information she divulged about herself in some of her videos. This is not just hearsay. Okay, she appears optimistic, but everything about her makes you feel sad. You know, lately her videos have been about having no money for anything extra beyond the bare necessities. And you know, I know that's just a harsh reality for many seniors, and they're living that way, and especially if they're doing it on their own. The worst times are when she's gotten sick or had a health problem, and she did contract COVID when she came back from her European tour. My heart goes out to her, and I keep watching her because I like her. She feels like a friend. She seems very credible, and she seems very likable. But you still have to ask yourself, how much of this is real? At one point, she moved to a new town when she came back from Europe, and she kind of was a vagabond. She didn't even know where she was going to live when she came back. And I don't know if that's just part of her thing. Let me give you this cliffhanger. I'm on the jet flying home from Europe. I'm going to land somewhere. She never reveals where. And I don't have any place to live. So I'm going to stay with a friend. And she kind of left it at that. So she does have somebody. She's got at least one friend that she mentioned. Okay, but anyhow, she averages about 2 long-form videos a week and at least 1 weekly live stream. And if I were to guess, I'd say she's probably pulling in about 1,000 extra a month based on her views through her YouTube channel. It's got to be a lot of work to maintain that, but for someone like her, I'm guessing it provides a purpose. It proves there's a niche for every age group and an equal opportunity on YouTube. And now you have a couple of very interesting channels. In the first case, a rags to riches to rags story. In the second case, a lady with lots of wisdom and stories to share who's really on the struggle bus. So what do you think about a lot of these content creators? Are they telling it like it is, or is this just a very convincing grift? Let me know in the comments. And finally, I want to talk about one more channel, Palm Springs Cindy. Okay, she's a little different than the other two because she's coming from more of a wealth consciousness and less struggle. Here's her page. She's got 22,900 subscribers, and she's been on YouTube since 2013. So she's got a big following, and let me say a big engaged following, because she's got high viewer numbers on each one of her videos. You know, I mean, for her to get 10,000 views on a video is not a big deal, okay? Or more. Anyhow, here's her description. Her channel is more of a personal vlog, but she does do segments about places she's gone, like restaurants, social events, and parties she's attended. She lives in a 55+ community and talks a lot about the Palm Springs lifestyle. She's big into makeup, fashion, and hair, and even dating in her mid-70s. She's a good conversationalist and very likable. She doesn't seem to do live streams. I don't know. At least I've never seen one. Okay, one big difference I notice about her is she never presents herself as struggling. In the past, I think she talked about her YouTube earnings, possibly just because people were expressing a curiosity about how much money she made. But I never get the feeling she's asking for money or support from her audience. I think she depends solely on her AdSense earnings and doesn't seem to have any product links or commission kickbacks or anything like that. So that's it. Palm Springs Cindy. What do you think of her channel? I also am going to put a link in the description. I'm going to link all 3 of these channels so you can check them out. Generally speaking, do you think most YouTubers are grifting? Is it appropriate to be begging and presenting yourself in very dire financial situations? And does it pull at your heartstrings enough to send money to those content creators just because you like them? Let's talk about that. Leave your opinion in the comments. And while you're there, give the video a like and subscribe to this channel if you like this content. And I'll leave links to the channels I've mentioned above, and you can check them out, and this will all be in the description. My name is Suzanne Harper, and I'm your well-seasoned sister. Give yourself a big hug, and I'll see you in the next one.